It sounds like poop. I don't know. Like, do you have another port you can put it into?
I guess I could try to do something else, but I doubt it's gonna work. You have anything else?
Nah, it sounds all right. It sounds a little bit better.
Hold on.
Check 1 2. Yep. We're live and direct.
That sound better?
No, it sounds like it sounds like you're a rock band, like doing EQ in your whole show. You know? Oh my god, that sounds awful. It's fine. I guess it'll work. That'll work. So what's new, man? Where's Dirko?
We're always waiting for Dirko, man.
Oh, always fashionably late. Like it's a power move. Like he thinks this shit's a power move. Oh man, if I'm like 45 minutes late, then like I'm looking like big shit, dog.
That's why I always try to schedule it like 11 o'clock at night.
Make it like 2 in the morning.
Time, dude.
Well, no, you have to lie to him. You tell him like, all right, we'll make it 11, but really we make it 12, and then he's there. Then he's like, where are you guys? And then we make him wait, and then it's like, the fucking guy never shows up.
It's fashionably late. Like I don't know what state he's in.
I don't know what fashion he's trying to keep up with. If you think that's fashionably late.
Like what city is he in?
What state? What country? Oh man, I'm in Malibu now. Now I'm in Estonia. Now I'm in Jersey. Now I'm in Canada.
British Columbia.
Cool. Super. Drinking the light bud.
Hey, they're paying me, man.
No, they're not. They're not paying you. I know they're not paying you. I know they're not.
Actually, they really are.
Well, they're not paying you enough because your sound system is poop. I got a buzz. I got a hum. I think that's your auxiliary. And your 1/4-inch crossing paths there. I think you have line and you're supposed to have mic. Hey, let's figure it out. Let's walk through it. So go to your mic settings. Go to Zoom. Go to your little mic. Go to your little microphone icon. Let's
go under a test speaker and microphone. How about that? Yes, I hear a ringtone. Absolutely.
Hey, fuck it. We're live and direct, so might as well just do it. We're going to show people how to run a podcast through Zoom. So step 1, testing your microphone and speakers.
Everything sounds good. Who knows?
Hey, well, listen, it works, man. How's life? You ready for the holidays?
Yeah, ready for Christmas and ready for the new year.
Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Christmas, happy holidays.
Yep. So, ready to take this vaccine?
Oh, definitely take this vaccine.
So I already signed up for it.
I already took it.
I'm locked and loaded.
I already got it twice.
So that means that we're all going to link up again?
Oh, no.
No, that's not going to happen? I thought you said until there's a vaccine. Vaccine.
The whole family has to take it. I don't want my wife or kid getting it from you guys.
How? If I'm vaccinated?
You non-believers.
A lot of people not taking it. So how's it going to work if, say...
It's going to work beautifully. It's going to work beautifully. Me, the wife, the kid are going to take it. We're going to take the vaccine. Someone else doesn't. They could have COVID and pass away from it. Me and my family won't. We'll live. They'll die. Less stupid people on the planet. Thumbs up. No problem here, buddy.
Yeah, dude, it's so crazy, man. Tommy Tiny Lister Jr. had COVID, and he recovered from COVID and then he got really sick, had respiratory issues, and then he passed away. Like, isn't that crazy?
But he had respiratory issues. Did he?
He recovered from COVID. Like he fully recovered from COVID.
Yeah. So
and then
Debo.
Shortly after he recovered, apparently he got really sick, and then was in respiratory distress, and then died.
Yeah.
So rest in peace, man, to Tommy Tiny Lister Jr. Just recently passed away at the age of 62. Enjoyed a lot of his movies. Was a big wrestling star in the 90s with WWF. I remember the first movie I watched starring Tommy was No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan.
Zeus.
And then he stuck with it. Dude, but the funny thing is how he got into acting, like he always had a jacked up eye, dude. He's blind in one eye.
Right. Oh, he's blind in one eye.
Yeah, he was born that way with a detached retina.
Okay.
So he has always been blind. And then as later in life, you know, he got into the football. Like he played a little bit of football back in the day for like the United States Football League. Didn't really work out for him. And then like later in life, like kind of him being blind like kind of worked out for him in the long run, you know, because they're like, oh wow, you fit the profile of a lot of these villainous characters that we need you to play. You know, you're big, you're jacked, and you have a lazy eye. Like, just kind of works out for the roles that he played, like Debo and Zeus and those type of characters. And he was in the movie Posse. Like, dude, he was in
Posse, right?
Yeah, he was in Universal Soldiers, the original Universal.
Yeah. He was one of the Unisols. Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace to Tommy Lister, aka Debo, aka Zeus. I always remembered him as Zeus growing up. Like, that was a classic wrestler.
He was see when I was watching the Fridays, I was like, that's Zeus from No Holds Barred.
Yeah.
And then like he became second famous for like, well, he became even more famous for being Debo because the Fridays were a success. No Holds Barred was like a flop. But you said he was a ball player?
He played football for United States Football League back in the day, but didn't really work out for him, so he went into acting.
Yeah.
And he was just always like super jacked, you know, and then he did pro wrestling for a while in the 90s.
Right.
And they just wanted him to be basically a heel.
Oh, dude, he fits the part. He fits the part perfectly. He fits the part perfectly, dude. Like, forget about it. So here's the thing, right? So WWF produced that movie, No Holds Barred. But Hogan played a character called Rip in the movie. Tiny played a character called Zeus in the movie. But then with WWF, they brought Tiny to WWF as Zeus. But Hulk went back to being Hulk.
Yeah.
Hogan, not Rip. Because he played Rip in the movie.
Yeah.
But now is Hulk wrestling a fake character from a movie? Or is Hulk again wrestling Zeus, but not as Rip, as Hulk? You see how like
see, they just kind of the name fit the bill, so they just went with it. And then we're just gonna stick with the name Zeus. You know, and build off of that.
Right.
You know.
And then to make matters,
I think they should have kept his name Zeus in Friday. How funny that would have been.
And then, well, to make matters worse, you can't hear the audio, can you?
No, I can't.
Okay, you can't hear this audio. So to make matters worse, they brought in WCW got a hold of him. And they made him Z Gangsta. They made him Z Gangsta in WCW. And it was like,
dude, he was unbelievable, man.
And look at his eyebrows. Like, they painted bigger, dumber eyebrows on him. They put some weird shit on the side of his head.
Yeah, they put a Z on the side of his head.
You got the Booty Man. That dude, the Booty Man, aka Brutus the Barber Beefcake, would not have a job ever if it wasn't for Hogan.
Oh, they put like gangster or something on the side of his head. But in No Holds Barred, he had a Z on the side of his head.
Yeah, right. But for WCW, they did the reverse. So they called him Z Gangster. Z Gangsta.
What a classic time, man. Pro wrestling was like at an all-time high at that point. He was involved in pro wrestling. It's unfortunate.
Flair was the best, dude.
Away. Very unfortunate that he passed away. So my condolences go out to his family. He was a phenomenon, dude.
And then I think a couple years later, what was this, 96? So he did, yeah, I think he did Friday like right before or right after this.
Yeah, he did Friday in 1995.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was a good show. It was a good show. It was funny, man. Dude, WCW was a trip, dude. Tiny Lister Jr., Debo. You know, he was in the Fifth Element. He was the president.
Yeah,
I think he was the president of the United States or the president of like the Federation or the United Federation or something like that in the Fifth Element.
He was actually in Zootopia too, one of the voices in 2016.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy did a bunch of stuff, man. Stayed active. I mean, if you own a property in Cali, man, I mean, like right outside LA and stuff, I mean, you must be doing well.
I mean, he was getting a lot of work.
Collecting those residuals and just taking work and, you know, yeah.
Like he probably got paid more than Chris Tucker in Friday. Like we're gonna pay Debo.
I doubt it. I doubt that.
No, actually, Chris Tucker got paid a minimum salary, dude, for that movie.
Yeah, Chris
Tucker.
Tucker.
Why he didn't do it.
Apparently, Chris Tucker took a dive, right? Like
dude, he got paid like $5,000 to do that film.
Is that why he went overboard on the Rush Hour movies? He's like, I'm making up for that shit.
He got paid super low budget to do Friday, and he was like, dude, in one of his stand-ups, he's like, you gonna do another Friday? He's like, dude, I didn't get paid for the first one. I think they gave him like $5,000 because they didn't know if it was gonna be a flop or not.
It was a mastodon. It was a fucking gargantuan.
Brilliant.
It was, yeah, it was.
Yeah, I wish he was in the last Friday that they did.
Jesus, everybody's jumping on these virtual. Everyone's jumping on these virtual Comic-Cons, man.
That's like the new thing.
Yeah. So like, you know, all these Comic-Cons have to be virtual for COVID. So like big stars like the Addams Family, the entire cast of the Addams Family movie, including Christina Ricci. Like Christina Ricci's doing like virtual meetups on these like what is this, GalaxyCon? You know, GalaxyCon is it's all virtual now. But you know, sorry to jump the subject. Yeah, man. I mean, it's sad that Tiny fucking passed away, man. That's COVID symptoms. So the news article, and not to like, you know, jump off what you were saying, but it says here he experienced symptoms and he died after experiencing COVID-19 symptoms. It doesn't say anything about like he got it and
okay, because I read another
recovered
that he had it and that he recovered from it, and then he's having like he got ill and he was having respiratory distress. He passed away, so it could have been. Watch, the end of his death certificate is going to be like COVID-19.
COVID-19 symptoms relating to COVID-19. So you can't really tie COVID-19 to a lot of deaths because the symptoms are similar to other things. And as it turns out, the fucking a lot of doctors have been putting it on COVID-19 and it really hasn't been COVID-19. but I don't know. There's a whole article about that.
I mean, this COVID-19 is so relatively new. So, I mean, some of the symptoms, they can say that's COVID related. They don't really, because it's so new. You know, obviously, if you have the flu or influenza, then you know the obvious symptoms because it's been around for so long. You know? And actually, a lot of firemen have died from influenza. If you go back from the DC line of duty deaths in the history of the fire department, there's multiple deaths related to influenza back in the day. It was like, I think, a few firemen that died from that.
Right.
And it states it in there, cause of death, influenza.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and it happened right around the same time. If you look at the line of duty deaths, they all happened around the same time frame, and it'll say influenza. So there must have been something during that span related, like something like COVID-19, you know, where like
that fucking span.
A few firemen passed away from influenza, which they probably didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
You know. So.
I mean, dude, we're in tricky times today, my friend. Tricky times.
But they didn't have a vaccine back then either, like they do now. Like now, you can just get the flu shot.
Right.
You know, where now they have this COVID vaccination going
on. Did you get the flu shot, by the way? Did you get your flu shot?
I got the flu shot.
You got the flu shot, right?
Yeah, I got the
flu shot. Because you don't want to get the flu, bro.
But now I'm just waiting to get the vaccine.
The vaccine.
Yeah.
COVID vaccine. Or the coronavirus vaccine, whatever they're calling it. Because they're like mislabeling shit already, man. They're like, COVID vaccine, coronavirus vaccine.
But they're spreading it out, like first responders that are up first. And I don't know who's available to get it after that.
Lucky you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teachers too. I think teachers are high on the list. I think it's seniors first responders second, teachers, and somewhere in there, like military falls in there somewhere. I hope. But see, my concern is, me and the wife, we get the vaccine. Doesn't that mean we have a little bit of coronavirus in us, and then we give it to the kid? Or is that just build immunity to us?
It's so new,
right?
But it's been tested on 44,000. So this has been tested, approved, obviously.
Because I saw, I saw a bunch of advertisements, them scouting out folks to test on.
So 44,000 people have been the guinea pig of this vaccination.
I guess it's enough. Yeah. I mean, I'm no doctor. I'm no scientist. I'm just a pseudoscientist. Guesstimating facts here. Fake ass doctor over here on the Zombie SquadCAST. Hey, we are the Walking Dead, so if anybody knows, it would be us. We're zombies, right? Whatever. Yeah, man. People are dying left and right, man.
Gotta take care of your health, man.
And I mean, like it might be a serious wake-up call. Even you got like celebrities. I mean, people think celebrities have all this money and have all this security and have all this, that, and the other thing. I mean, look, if a celebrity if celebrities are going, anybody can go.
I mean, Tiny was only 62 years old. Like to me,
but he was a senior. That's a senior, though.
That is not an old man to me.
Yes, it is. But that age group falls under the more susceptible, I guess. What was the list? More susceptible, more at risk. The high risk group. That age falls under the high risk group. My dad's only like 7 years older than Tiny Lister, man. Like my dad could be his older brother.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Tiny falls under that high risk factor.
But I don't consider him like that old of a person, 62 years old. Like,
Yeah, but dude, he was in his late 20s, early 30s in the 80s. When he was doing No Holds Barred, when he was doing other movies, when he was doing, I mean, he was like in his late 30s, early 40s when he did Friday. He's old. He was old as fuck. We were like 16, and he was in his 30s,
probably 30s, early 30s,
or if not late 30s. Because I want to say
definitely
like
in his prime,
90s.
doing wrestling. He was doing pro wrestling,
bro. Like Hogan was old during when Hogan went to WCW. Hogan was kind of old.
Yeah.
When Hogan went to WCW,
when he turned into Hollywood Hogan.
When he turned into Hollywood Hogan, he was kind of like, it's kind of like, dude, isn't it time to like pass the torch to like some new fresh faces? I mean, he just jumped on a great fucking gimmick. That whole NWO shit was a great gimmick to jump on. But if you notice, he ran with that gimmick in such a way that he didn't have to wrestle. Like they stole the championship. Hollywood Hogan and the NWO stole the championship, and they kept stealing it and robbing it from people. And that's how he avoided wrestling, because he was too fucking old to wrestle. Oh, Dapper Dan over here.
It's Nizzy Nelson. It's good.
Dapper Dan over here. Look at this guy, man. All cleaned up. He's got
he's got a fresh beard.
Got a fresh cut. Manscaped.
You might want to give that back to the person you stole it from.
Damon Viteri over here, like playing the part. Hey. Don't change it until after we finish Sinister production, man. That's like playing the part.
We gotta shoot. We gotta make it happen, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, tell me about it. We have to shoot at some point.
I know.
Hey, once we all get this vaccine, we got nothing to worry about.
Hey, everyone's cured. Or whatever.
This guy's drinking straight vodka over there, man.
Straight up vodka.
Like a true champion.
To make matters worse, it's like vodka. Like his dad's vodka has.
Like a true
his dad's vodka does not have English words on the bottles. It's like all Russian words.
Just vodka just seeps out of the faucets in his house. It's just you can't get water in it.
Yeah, how's Pops doing, man? Happy Hanukkah, by the way.
Happy Chanukah, man. Happy Hanukkah.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Salam alaikum.
Whoa, take it easy.
Just kidding. We don't have any Obama.
Alaikum salam.
You're on Zombie Squad.
Alaikum salam. If someone says salam alaikum, you say alaikum salam.
You should know, because you were living in Kuwait with the
Kuwaitis.
With the Muslims, so
no, let's just keep it PC, man. I was in Kuwait with Kuwaitis. Just keep it PC. Keep it as PC as you can, bro.
Hey,
come
it's
on.
just like Baltimore with the Baltimoreans. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was.
That's about as PC as you can get with the Baltimoreans.
So what did I stumble into here today? What's going on? What was the chat before I walked in?
We're talking about first of all, we kicked it off with showing great respect for the late Tommy Tiny Lister Jr. just recently passed away. We're talking about all his movies that he was in and his legacy and all the things that he did in the world of pro wrestling. And
he was also Debo on Friday.
Yeah, and how he passed away and so forth. We're talking a little bit about COVID-19, because apparently there's different reports that came out. I was reading one of them that apparently he had COVID-19, he recovered, then he became ill and in respiratory distress, and then he passed away, unfortunately. So we've been talking about that, and just like how great of a person he was, and all the films that he did, and like that's basically what we've been talking about
Is it a big list of wrestlers that have passed since this year with COVID?
Kamala passed. They said
Kamala.
They said he died of COVID-19.
No, he didn't die of COVID-19. He died from a number of things, and see this is another thing me and Tech were talking about, is that trying to align these causes of death. COVID might have played a part, but the guy also had diabetes, and the guy already had heart problems. So was it COVID that killed him, or was it just, like before COVID, if someone just caught a cold and got pneumonia, but he already had, diabetes and high blood pressure and heart disease, what killed him? You see what I'm saying? Even before COVID, right?
In a wheelchair. He lost 2 limbs.
Yeah.
Already. Kamala did. He was already in bad health, and then the COVID thing happened, and then he passed away. So we don't know exactly until they do an autopsy. When they did the autopsy, I don't know the end of results were, but those are the facts that I knew that he had was diabetes.
The facts.
Yeah, and so forth.
The facts.
The obvious facts.
You guys should reach out to the family. Express your gratitude.
So this is a great picture, and I sent that to you, Nelson. This poster of No Holds Barred.
Wait, that's Debo from Friday, isn't it?
Originally,
yes.
Like I always knew him as Zeus because when he played No Holds Barred, that was his character. He was a villain.
Wait, he died recently?
Yes, he passed away.
Just passed away.
My
Zeus
God,
did.
No way.
Debo passed. He just died yesterday. He passed away yesterday or today?
Yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and we were talking about all the different movies that he was in, like Universal Soldier. He was in The Fifth Element. Obviously, No Holds Barred. The Friday and the Friday sequel. He was actually in Zootopia in 2016.
Wow.
This goes on how many movies he did. He was in the movie Posse.
He was actually supposed to work on a movie just recently last weekend before he had to cancel due to breathing difficulties. That's
right.
crazy.
Yeah, that's why he was in respiratory distress.
But the rest, yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Well, yeah, man. That's condolences to the family. He really was like an American icon. I didn't realize that's who it was. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's really sad. But
yeah, a huge loss to.
I just want to smash your audio right now. I don't know why it's all this humming going on, but
I do hear that. Whose audio is that?
That's his TECHFALL.
He's TECHFALL in the audio tonight.
It's TECHFALL in the audio.
What did you change, if anything?
He didn't change anything. He put the what you call it. It's a USB headset.
Oh, USB. That's probably why.
USB it's not because I have the same thing. That's not it.
He's got like.
I don't know. But I think it's just his whole system, like it's crossing paths. I don't know. You know, it might be my fault. I might have to buy you a new one because we shot that movie and I had him drop it like 10 times. It might be because of that. It's broken.
You got Nelson.
You got Nelson. Yeah. You guys watching? Hey, have you guys ever seen this movie Fargo?
Yeah.
Dude, of course.
Have you seen Fargo? So the fucking show, dude. The show is fucking amazing. I slept on the show. I was like, I'm not gonna watch this fucking show. Everyone's trying to make a show reboot of a fucking movie. But lo and behold, they did a show reboot of Get Shorty, which was a complete reboot. But Fargo is not a remake reboot. Fargo follows the movie, and then so the second season follows the movie, and then
is it a prequel or a sequel to the movie?
Okay. So the first so you got the movie, right, and then the first season of the show is a sequel. The second season of the show is a prequel. the third season of a show is a sequel to the second season. Like they all tie into each other, and like the biggest fucking gimmick about this show is they keep trying to say everything. They keep trying to say that everything's based on a true story.
Right.
I don't know if you ever saw the movie Fargo.
Yeah.
And
it was an Oscar winner that year, wasn't it?
It was an Oscar. It won a couple of Oscars, I think.
Yeah.
Frances McDormand, I think, won. Steve Buscemi, I think, was nominated. The fucking Coen brothers were nominated for like writing and directing. They might have won something for that. But rumor has it that the only true fact of the movie was somebody in Minnesota or North Dakota. Fargo's in North Dakota. So somebody in either North Dakota or Minnesota put somebody else in a wood chipper,
right,
to like hide the body. That's the only true fact of the movie.
Welcome to Hollywood, baby.
So they're like based on true story. Well, what's true? There was a murder in the 80s. Somebody put a wood chipper in, so we made a whole movie around like this murder where somebody put somebody else in a wood chipper. We can get away with saying based on true story. Oh, really? So I think, like, they wanted to make a script or a movie about what really, really happened, and they had to divert for legal reasons. They had to divert from the truth so much that the only fucking true fact that we got in the movie was somebody putting somebody else in a goddamn wood chipper. And but aside from like this whole based on a true story bullshit, the whole series is fucking dope, dude. I highly fucking recommend it. I mean, it's crazy, but there's so many like big time actors trying to jump on this show, and it's only because I think they want to like play gangsters or murderers with that accent, that Minnesota accent. Oh yeah, I got a bazooka in my trunk. You want to go see? Oh, don't you know? I got a shotgun. I blow your head off with a shotgun. Don't you know? Oh, gee whiz! You're gonna make me go kill somebody today. It's not the day to do these. It's not the day to do it. I think that's the only dude. Like everybody's in this fucking show. Like,
who's in it?
Ted Danson, Ewan McGregor, Elizabeth Winstead, Ted Danson, Patrick Wilson. Fuck, bro. Like Billy Bob Thornton,
Glenn Nelson.
I wish, man. I do. The guy from Burn Notice, Jeff Donovan from Burn Notice. Fuck, bro. Gene Smart. Fucking everybody's in the show. Chris Rock is in season 4.
Wow,
dude. Chris Rock is in the current season right now. And they always just say like based on true story, like in the beginning. It's like, how the fuck is this based on true story? What was it? Not Macaulay Culkin, but one of his brothers. Who was one of the other McCulkin brothers? The Culkin brothers, Rory Culkin.
The younger one though. Was
the younger one, Rory. I think his name is Rory Culkin.
Yeah, something like that.
Kirsten Dunst is in it.
Oh, wow.
Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst. From Spider-Man, from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Huge crush back in the day.
What was that cheerleader movie she did, or that gymnastics movie she did?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Step Up, not Step Up. Stick It.
Step It Up.
No.
You have to Google that one.
Yeah, I have to Google that one.
Pretty sure it's called Step It Up.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. You're right. There's another movie called Step Up.
Step Up is the dance one that made
not that.
Channing Tatum, TECHFALL's twin brother, famous.
I was actually in that movie. He was my stunt double.
You were his stunt double, motherfucker. Channing Tatum, ladies and gentlemen.
The better looking Tatum brother.
TECHFALL Tatum.
Dude, I get that a lot. They're like, you look like Channing Tatum.
Yeah, my mom thinks
like,
you look like
thanks.
Channing Tatum.
You should be like, he looks like me.
Man, he looks like me, man.
It's like, I was the one doing all the dance moves. That was me.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Was it? Yeah. I've seen you dance, dude. I really don't think it was you. I've seen you dance, boy.
I must have been.
I've seen you dance. You were a stunt double.
Chris is definitely the best dance skilled rapper I've ever met in my life. I'm just saying, he's got more dance moves than any rapper alive today.
Based on true story.
Challenge him.
Based on true story. Inspired. Wait a minute. No. Inspired by actual events.
The movie's called Bring It On, by the way.
Bring It On. Thank you. Bring It On with Kirsten Dunst. Bring It On. What else does she do? The Virgin Suicides, but she's most notably known as Mary Jane in Spider-Man.
She was in Jumanji.
She was in the
original Jumanji.
Oh yeah, she was in Interview with the Vampire.
Brad Pitt.
And she was in Jumanji. Yeah.
In Jumanji.
She was in Fargo. She was in the second season of Fargo.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah. A lot of people in this whole series, but it's really fucking cool how like they just kept expanding upon this whole Fargo universe. But I think just actors just want to jump on there and like shoot guns, be gangsters with that accent. It's like, oh yeah.
It's by far the craziest combination for sure.
Well, I guess I'm not chief of the police anymore. That's a real oh heck. Oh heck.
Oh gee willikers.
Oh geez. I tell you, Donnie, I'm gonna kill this bastard. I tell you. All right, I'm starting to biff the accent now, but.
So what the hell you guys been up to, man? What's the latest on?
It's the holidays, man. It's the holidays. You know, we got a couple of production days coming up, but I mean, it's just dead. Starting to get cold out.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day. No snow, but a little chilly. It's really been like 50 degrees recently.
It's been warm as fuck, dude. And if anybody's gonna tell me there's no such thing as global warming, they're fucking delusional.
There was like a minimal amount of frost on my car that took like 2 minutes to like defrost before like the heat.
Oh yeah, you turned it on.
I was like, what the heck? Like
you turned your car on.
Yeah, and like the frost disappeared.
Yeah.
That was it. Stupid.
It was cold. It was cold dew from the morning, right? Cold morning dew. Not even frost. Cold morning dew.
Yeah. Talk about a COVID winter. It's really been pretty summery. I'm not complaining, man. It's great. Really good.
Yeah, man. Second day of Hanukkah. Second night of Hanukkah.
Is it the second? Yeah, it is the second night. Right.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't you know?
Don't you know? What the? I tell you, man, it's gonna be a fun winter, man. It's gonna be a fun winter. If you thought shit was getting bad, cabin fever was getting bad the past fall and summer.
Oh, buddy, it's about to get real funky.
It's about to get real funky. It's really gonna be the fucking Shining.
What's crazy is that like this happened before, but we're all about to like revisit the same mental space we did the first time around, but we have experience dealing with it now. But like it's gonna be worse, I feel like.
Well, you remember, you remember like there was a couple of those years we got snowpocalypse and we would just stay inside. It's unsafe to drive somewhere, so you'd stay in like that whole weekend, maybe 5 straight days. You wouldn't go anywhere. It's gonna be like that all fucking winter. It's gonna be the fucking Shining with everybody's house.
Are you gonna start doing your Shining regiment?
I already did it, man. I mean, I like, dude. See,
what the hell is that? What is your Shining regiment?
I'm not gonna redo it, but
please divulge the audience.
Dude, my brother needs to do the Mr. Mom. That was classic when he started
posting Mr. Mom shit.
Yeah, all the gifs and the memes.
The memes? The what? The memes?
Dude, it sounds so bad when you say it.
The memes.
The memes and the gifs.
The mims and the goofs and the
the mims and the gifs. I think it's gifs and memes, by the way. Just you gotta get woke, bro. You gotta get woke.
Bro, that's straight up geek shit. There's nothing woke about knowing what a meme is and what a gif is. Chris, you have nothing to apologize
for. That's fucking geek
shit,
nothing. Dude. There's nothing woke about it. It's geek shit.
But he should go with that, man. The
fucking nerd.
That's him all the way, Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom. I'm about there myself, my man. Like today, dude.
You just need to grow a monster beard, dude.
Monster stash.
Yeah. Just grow a full-on beard, like
man,
like Dirko over there, man.
Well, his shit's fucking like lined. His shit's lined up and trimmed and like.
Dirko rented that beard from somebody.
That shit looks painted on, man. That's how money that shit is.
He rented that joint.
He's dappered up, man.
I haven't taken care of it at all. Like I barely.
Go like this,
dude.
This guy is dappered up, man. This guy's lined up. This guy's tapered, layered, and dappered, man.
We're like, it's beard season. I gotta grow a beard.
Man. It's winter, man. What are you talking about?
Winter is coming, gentlemen.
Or you just said, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna shave."
It's Damon Viteri over here, man. He's lined up, man. He's picking up. He's picking up the ladies over in New Orleans.
This is my policy. During the wintertime and COVID, I feel like nobody owes anybody shit of an explanation as to why they have hair on their fucking face. I have shaved every day for the goddamn year. You know what? It's the holiday time now, you know? Things slow down a little bit.
Hey, dude.
Try to chill out a little bit. It's COVID. Like, we're all scared as fuck. Restaurants are all shutting down. Like, there is no excuse. It's okay to just, like, accept the fact that, like, everything's going to stop again. And it's going to be fucked for a little while, right? It's all right.
Like, I got a plan, dude. I got a plan, but I only got 3 years left in the government. So I got to keep it clean. So I invested in an electric shaver, and this fucking thing is like a godsend. A godsend, dude. It's like
easy peasy, right?
A little bit of buzzing for about a minute, baby smooth. I had an acting gig where I had to play a sergeant major.
Wait, recently?
Yeah, I've been back on set.
I saw a lot.
Hey, what about COVID, man? Come on, dude.
No, they're back at it, dude.
COVID compliance officer on set 24/7.
Oh, goddamn. That's a nice.
I am a certified COVID compliance officer, but in this case, I was an actor on a set with a COVID compliance officer.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition to that, the set, it was on a military base. It's a
oh, wow.
One of those Air Force training modules with those online courses. And so it was a whole slew of those videos that I played not a sergeant major, what is the Air Force? It's a Chief Master Sergeant for the Air Force, but it's the same pay grade as a, what did I say, Sergeant Major? No, not a Sergeant Major. It's anyway.
Wait, was this a consulting gig, or were you acting in a role?
I was acting. I was playing an Air Force Chief Master Sergeant. In videos that go with those online training videos that military have to. So you've taken online training, you've taken online like modules, like you take these courses online and you have like a little video that plays and then you get a batch of questions. So what you just saw what you just saw in that demonstration was such and such. What would you do in this situation? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So in the actual video that is filmed and produced and edited, I played a Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force, and it was a couple of days this past week.
Good day rate?
Very good day rate.
Yeah.
But that electric razor, man, it's like a little zip zap in the shower. Waterproof electric razor. No razor burn, no bumps, no nothing, man. So, my life's changed. And the wife hates it because the wife wishes I would have a beard, and I'm like,
why? What do you mean? I thought your wife
likes a beard,
fresh face.
She likes a beard.
And you will never give her that beard, will you? Ever? Not
until I'm out of the military, man.
Right.
And then once I'm out of the military, I'm gonna have a big long ponytail, big beard. My whole plan is to do a complete 180 and be like one of those hippie bikers or something like that.
Goals.
Man, you're gonna go.
Goals.
You're gonna go 100% civilian, man.
100% civilian, dude.
I can't even
fucking
imagine. This guy's gonna look like you're gonna look like a homeless veteran when you go full civilian, dude.
That's not a funny joke. Don't say that.
Not,
There's a lot of homeless.
Funny joke. There are a lot of homeless.
There's a lot of homeless veterans, and that's not a fun. That's
yeah. No,
but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm gonna look like a biker vet, like one of those vets that becomes a biker or a fucking survivalist living out in the fucking mountains in a fucking cabin.
Dude, you're gonna look like Lieutenant Dan, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Lieutenant Dan? You got new legs, Lieutenant Dan! This fucking titanium.
You're gonna grow out your shit looking like Joe Dirt, man. All white trashy.
No mullet, dude. No fucking mullet.
Dude, that would be so.
Dude, you're gonna look like your dude.
I would never do a mullet, dude. I would never do a mullet.
Dude,
but
you're just gonna look like your brother, bro.
Yeah, I plan on mocking my brother.
Yeah.
My intention is completely mock my brother.
It ruins the surprise. We know exactly what you're gonna look like.
Yeah. You're gonna look exactly like that guy.
No fun. We already know.
Oh yeah, dude. I already have like the hot comb, you know, like for guys with like monster beards. There's a thing called a hot comb. It's an electric comb. You know how women have hair straighteners and it heats it and it straightens the hair.
It sounds like the most metrosexual.
Well, there's a comb and it's electric. It's heated. So instead of like your beard just being all like puffy and shitty, you comb your beard down with this hot comb and it straightens it. So it's like all neat and nice and shit. And not all fucking ratty. I already bought it.
So that's what you want to look like.
Neat and night.
Monster.
But neat and night. Neat
and night.
Neat and night. Neat and night. Neat and night. Neat and nice. Neat and nice. Neat and nice. Just one more broski. Don't just take it easy, okay?
Dude, you guys are drinking.
How drunk I am, all right?
As drink as stunk you I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's new? What's new on the horizon for Dirko these days, man?
Yeah, what's up with Dirko? How's New Jersey, the great state of New Jersey, the Garden State?
And
I'll tell you, New Jersey is there are good parts of New Jersey. I didn't realize until as of late. Like
oh wow, there's good parts of Jersey. Tell me about it. I'd love to see it sometime.
I'm telling you, it's not a fantasy. It's a real like you didn't expect it, but it is.
All right, so listen, bullshit meter all the way up, hitting the red. Nice parts of Jersey. Tell me more.
You should come up one of these days and come check it out because I mean, COVID, everything is useless, but like it is there. Yeah, it's by the water. Some of these places that I'm up by, and it's nice, man. It's really. Just
listen. I mean, you know, gated communities for senior citizens. I've been to them plenty of times in Princeton and Princeton Junction, and yeah, you're right. They are nice for like old folks and spoiled kids. Yeah.
It's not what you'd expect, but yeah, Jersey's probably mostly not like that. But yeah, Edgewater, that area is nice, man. Real nice.
Edgewater, New Jersey, or Edgewater, Maryland?
Edgewater, New Jersey. Yeah.
You can spend a lot of time up in Jersey.
Fucking running out of names now. All of a sudden, there's Edgewater, New Jersey. Let me guess. There's a Baltimore, New Jersey. Let me guess. There's a Hollywood, New Jersey, and a Miami, New Jersey, Annapolis, New Jersey.
There's a dirty Jersey.
Hey, I'll take your word for it, brother.
Brick City, man. Brick
City, baby. I'll take your word for it. There's a Edgewater, because it's on the edge of the water. Oh,
it's right there. It's right there on the HUD. It's the Hudson River between the city and New Jersey. So it's it's close to the city, so it has more of that city vibe to it than like a state. It's good.
Jersey City, right?
No, that's the last place I'm comparing it to. Jersey City is like the worst part of New Jersey, like bar none, the worst part of New Jersey.
What is?
Jersey City is like the worst. The worst. Absolute worst.
You mean New York City?
Jersey City is the people
What
that
city
can't
are you
afford to
talking
live in
about?
New York, so they live in Jersey City.
No, wait a minute.
Jersey-
What city are
Jersey
you
City?
talking about?
I'm talking about like the Fort Lee Edgewater area is like it's like Korea. Like there's a lot. It's like Korean town. It's like a really nice, you know, it's a nice chiller part of Jersey. It's not like, you know, it's not like gross and grimy and like you'd expect from like Jersey or the city in certain parts, right? It's, you know, nice. It's nice.
Are you there now?
No, I'm not there now.
What? All right. So what's going on? All right, but you're also operating out of upstate New York, aka Canada.
So Canada is just sort of a way to get away from everything going on. You know, just to decouple from everything that is COVID related, that is politics. Like everyone's like, you know, just everybody has their way of dealing with stuff. Most people are staying in their house. I'm just, you know, taking a few opportunities just to go, you know, way up north to get as far away from anything that I would know to be like a normal, you know, on-grid living situation, and going to like an off-grid place where it's solar and there's no like, you know, it's just it's a different experience. It's like a vacation for your mind. Not so, it's a little bit of vacation, but it's more of like just stepping away out of like the urban centers that were, you know, that are dead now anyway. So everything is like farmland now, you know. So it's just people are still here, just they're all neurotic and crazy. It's just nice to get away, man.
I just want to. I want to milk a cow.
I'm gonna get you a cow for Hanukkah, dude.
I want to milk a cow. I just want to sit there and milk cows.
Yeah.
Make milk, man.
You know they have cows in Maryland, right? Somewhere.
Man, fuck those Maryland
Fuck
cows.
those Maryland cows.
Canadian cows. Canadian milk.
You should come up. We're gonna go back in January. You guys should come up with us.
You're going to Canada in January?
Yeah.
It's like 10 degrees in Canada in January.
Are you staying at that investment property that you got?
Yeah. We're gonna go back up there, man. It's just nice, man. It's randomly in the middle of nowhere, but it's really nice to be in the middle. Look, I finally get why this mass migration of people going to the middle of the country. I get it now. I totally get it, especially because of COVID. Totally get it.
I mean, a lot of people are going to West Virginia.
The Carolinas, really? West Virginia? Yeah.
Because it's cheap. I mean, my buddy just
West Virginia,
just got
country mama, take me home.
That's
country road.
Country road.
That's on 42 acres.
Yeah.
He just put it on the market.
It sounds like you got your eyes on...
You take 70 up to 68, up to 66. Boom. Take me home.
It's got to buy Martin's
country road.
Chris is he's gonna take his stock market portfolio in his house and go buy a mansion in West Virginia in 2021. Heard it here first.
Hey, dude, you can retire. You can retire whenever the fuck you want to retire.
Look, no joke. You can retire earlier than our parents. This is like in no way, shape, or form.
What's retirement?
At a time in history.
What's retirement?
Retirement to me is financial independence. Retire early, like fire, like that whole.
Yeah, but what's retirement? You can. You don't have to be
just not working.
You don't have to have money.
Else.
You don't have to have money. You can still retire.
Also, there's that.
You could just fucking walk the earth.
You could be extremely minimalist, right? Make $50,000 a year for 10 years and just be living on less than 30 for the rest of your life. You could probably figure out a way to, you know, make a little extra money on the side and do. I mean, there are people who do it. There's people who like literally save $100K and they just live so frugally for the rest of their lives, and they pick up some like other income source on the side. Possible. Especially now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what's retirement? I mean, retirement's...
It's a mindset.
It kind of is. In a sense.
It's not a financial thing.
You know,
mindset. Like
you kind of have to keep that in mind too. You kind of have to keep that financial aspect in mind. But really, retirement is just like a state of mind, a state of being.
Like I think retirement, like if you pay off all your debt, you know, you don't have a car payment, You don't
Step
have
one,
any,
sure.
you don't have any credit cards. Your house is nearly paid off at that point. I think that if you set yourself a budget or a limit that you can live on, like, then you're set.
I think that's the biggest. I think that's the biggest secret to every generation's downfall in America or elsewhere is they're living above their means and continue to raise their standard of living. The more money they make, which really you should be doing the opposite. The more money you make, the less money you should be spending. So you could literally stop doing whatever you're doing for money and just let the money start working for you when you're done working or whatever. You know?
Can you guys hear me?
No, who's that, Nelson?
Can you hear me?
Who's that? Who is that guy?
No, can you hear me? Okay.
Of course we can.
You can hear me. No, everything went dead for like 2 seconds.
So if you set yourself up right, man,
of course, fucking virtual podcasts. All right, if you set yourself up, what?
If you set yourself up right, yeah, you can absolutely retire. Like, you don't have to work yourself until you're 65, 70 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, like, I've been working since I was 16. You know, I expect to retire at 55 to 60 years old is when I expect to retire. You know, but if I invest right, you know, if I have my house nearly paid off by the time I'm reaching that point, you know, and I'm financially stable, like, okay, good, I got some assets, I got some.
If you invest right, you can pay your house off earlier than that. And investing isn't just
you can
stock market. It's just paying attention to opportunities and playing chess with opportunities. Like, you don't have to, right? That's what most people say like, people are trying to race their way to like a faster way of paying off the house and keep their interest rates low so that the bank isn't going to get like a majority of like the money, like, you know, paying the amount of 2 houses instead of one in a 30-year fixed mortgage. But if you pay this whole thing, a 15-year mortgage down in 11 years or 8 years, right, you're pocketing a lot of money that you would just naturally siphoning into banks, you know, like, so this whole thing is a fucking race.
But also, right? you'd have to make more money as well to make those higher payments.
Right.
So like, if you have another job, do a side hustle or whatever, take that money that you've done from, say, okay, I made $20,000 doing side work, you know, other than your normal job, you put that to the side, and then you double up your payments. Yeah, you can get your house down. Say you have a 30-year fixed mortgage, you can get that down to 15 years. Shoot, you can retire in 15 years, you know what I'm saying? Because you have a house that's already paid off, and all you're doing is paying the taxes, you know, and utility bill, which is what, say $500 max, you know, $600 max that you're paying, including your taxes and your whatever utility bills that you have. If you have a car that's already paid off, like, you're set. In my eyes, I mean,
I just think this whole thing is like a snowball effect. Like, if you had that 20,000 that you said you got from a side job, you shouldn't just throw it into like start paying the bank. You should try to get that 20 and like try to turn it into like 28. You know, within like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should try to snowball that extra money into more, so that now you instead of 20 that you're putting into, you know, paying off the house faster, it turns into like 60 in 3 years, and you can pay that house off, you know, 5 years earlier, 10 years earlier, instead of, you know, just chipping away at a couple of years at a time, like faster, and then try to get another 20,000 again and do the same thing, you know? Like, it's literally like, I think that's gonna, like, everyone's pouring their money into places, right? Like the stock market right now, because nobody's going out and spending money on movies, vacations, going out to places and like doing things, right? So like naturally they just think, oh, the best place to keep your money isn't a bank, right? Because a bank fucks you. They don't give you a fucking candy bar, right? And the interest you make off of that isn't worth a candy bar. So they're looking for places like, where do I put my money now, right? And most people just keep it in the bank. That's just what normal people do.
Well, I put my money into, right? I put my money into an IRA, the stock market, and another fund.
I put my money where my mouth is.
I put
my money where my mouth is.
I put my money in deferred comp. So deferred comp automatically gets taken out of my paycheck, and it bounces off the stock market. So it keeps going up. So the more that you put into it, so the more that you put into it, the better that you'll be. And then when you start, like, say you're heading toward retirement, like, you want to kind of back off a little bit. Say if you're paying, like, I think the max that you can put into and don't take this literally, but I'm just spitballing here. But say if you put say $700 a month into the deferred comp, so you want to build it up high during your early years of your career, and then put it in a low risk at the end. You know, you see what I'm saying? That because they have high risk that you can put it in, like when you first start out your career, it start out the deferred comp, like and then like I've gotten advice from different people that have deferred comp on longevity, and they told me like when you start heading into retirement, say if you have 5 years left, like just go into low risk at the end of it, you know, instead of high risk, because you could lose out a lot of money at the end. So that's pretty much how deferred comp works.
Yeah.
Then it gets taken out, so you don't even see it. Like I never see that money that goes into deferred comp. I've never see it
because it gets taken out of your paycheck.
Yep, until you check it. Like I don't check it that often, but sometimes I check it. I'll be like, wow.
Well, that's the joke.
X amount of dollars, and then like say you retire and you never see that money. Next thing you know.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that you don't know where your money's going. I would never
know where your money's going
because you have to know.
Track it.
You
can track it.
You can track it, and like you set that up. You set that up, and it's like you got to be money wise.
Percentage, like it goes off by the stock market. Like you have whatever you.
So whatever you choose to put in, whatever you choose to put in, the government matches, and then that
like
together.
401k.
It's a 401k.
Kind of like a 401k.
TSP. It's a thrift savings program. It's a
it's the government version of a. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, it's all the same. It's called investment. Like when it comes to my drill checks with the National Guard, my drill checks. There's some weekends, dude. My check is like my like what I see deposited in my bank accounts, like $10, $15, $20. Well, the wife's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "That's because I have all the shit maxed out on the 401k, on the TSP, and on the there's a couple other things, and I have them maxed out because it's 1 week in a month, dude. So like when I was a fucking kid, we did Boy Scouts, we did bowling, so if I'm gonna go to a 2-day drill with the National Guard, like it's a fucking weekend. I'm gonna hang out with like some buddies of mine. Well, you're not seeing any money. I'm not seeing any money from a 2-day drill. Now, if I'm gone for like a month at school, if I'm going on a deployment, I'm gonna see a shitload of fucking money from the deployment because that's how the TSP and the retirement and the 401k work. But it takes a certain amount off the cusp. And then it's complicated, but like he's saying, it's probably different with him. But what he's saying is like there's probably 10% per paycheck or 20% per.
So what a lot of people do is like say if you get a step increase, so we have step increases every year. So what I'll do if I get a step increase, I'll take that step increase and I'll put that in deferred comp. You see what I'm saying? Right, yeah. So like I'll never see that step increase because I'll put it in deferred comp. So my raises go in like I'll.
And what's a step increase coming from? Like doing OT or something?
It's coming off a percentage every year. Like you max out on your step increases. But then
what's a step increase? I don't understand what a step increase.
So a step increase, it's a pay increase.
Okay.
So however many years that you're in, like I'll get a step increase in March. Get another step increase.
It's a raise, a percentage.
It's a percentage raise, but it's not technically a raise. It's just a step increase.
Is it taxable? It's a raise now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you get taxed on it, but if I put that money in deferred comp, like whenever I get a step increase, I'll just put that money. I'll estimate how much that step increase is for that year, and then I'll just deduct and put say if it's $50 a pay period. A pay period. Say it's $50 a pay period, right? I get a step increase, $50. I take that $50, I put it in deferred comp. I never see it. You know, it goes into the market, and I can put it in high risk, or I can put it in low risk.
It's a bank or a brokerage managing that money that you're putting in there.
Absolutely.
For you, and they're taking I don't know what kind of fee, but they're taking some sort of fee for it, obviously, and it's going to grow at some rate. Again, I don't know.
Yeah, it grows like because it's like I check it like maybe I'll check it like once a month or once every 2 months just to see where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I don't check it all the time, but I have money coming in. Like I get a step increase in March, so what I'll do is I'll take that step increase and I'll put it back into my deferred comp and up it. You know, and then the next year I'll get another step increase and I'll put that. And you know, if you do that in your entire career, you're gonna have some substantial gains, you know, toward a separate retirement than what we're getting already.
Right.
Because my regular retirement will be 62.5%. If I buy back my military time, will be 2.5% for every year that you served in the military. So if I do a whole 25 years, I'll retire at 75%. And whatever I have in deferred comp or when I cash out from my annual leave, my sick leave, and all that, you get another percentage from your sick leave, which will be 1% every 700 hours. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you want to, like, when you're heading toward retirement, what you want to do is you want to bankroll all your leave. Don't take leave for like 2 years. Max out your leave completely and just cash that out. Take that money and make an investment. You know what I'm saying? Say if you get 20 grand from, I'm just spitballing here, like say if you get 20 grand from your annual leave bank and your comp time, because you can cash out your comp time too, which is like 420 hours. So if you get that, I mean, you're talking about like 25, 30 grand. Take that 30 grand and invest it in somewhere. You know, and make that money work for you.
That's all you need, literally, to turn 20 into 60 or more.
Buy 4,000 shares of something. You know what I'm saying?
You got to be careful about, just, it's so, it's, everything is risky the less you know about it. So, but again, there's so many, like, you could buy cars or whatever.
Buy a penny stock.
You understand?
Dude, buy a penny stock buy 4,000 shares. If it goes up for $2,
that's gambling.
You're a win-win.
It's gambling. It's you have to be careful because I think that's what most people assume, right? Like if you do that, yes, you can win, but you could also play the lottery. You could also go to the casino.
Yo, man, the lottery, dude. The lottery is the only real surefire way to make a buck.
Amen. If anything has been said on this podcast, Zombie SquadCast, that was pure gospel. It's play the lottery, and you'll never have to work a day.
I'm sorry, dude. No, dude. I'm clearly I'm full of shit, dude. But no, like I like where TECHFALL's head's at. You know, it's like
you are thinking now. Like you are like absolutely invested in what I would.
I mean, but think about it. If that stock only goes up. Dude, if that stock only goes up $2, right? Just $2. That's it.
I know exactly what you're saying. Like,
and you put 4,000 shares into it,
I realize
you're crushing it, dude.
I have a couple companies that I'm looking at right now that are 17 cents, 26 cents. I bought like 500 shares. Like, I'm thinking that way too, and I'm doing a lot of thinking about what there are in terms of like what I think could happen in these.
I mean, even a dollar. Like, save that company made $1.
$1.
Only $1 though, but you're still $1. Say if it went up $1 and you put 4,000 shares of that stock and it goes up $1, you're still making a profit off of it, you know.
But you're making $1 for every share, which is $8,000.
Exactly.
$4,000.
Exactly. Just $1.
Taxable, depending on.
But of course, taxable, but you're still making a pretty substantial gain from.
Did you know even if you lose money in the stock market, if you lose $3,000 any year that you play in the stock market or more, right? In 1 year, let's say you lost $20,000, you could get that deducted from your income every single year until that $20,000 is paid out. So you can get a $3,000 deduction on your taxable income for the next, what is that, six plus years for a $3,000 loss or a $20,000 loss. Every year you can get $3,000 given back to you by the government, basically, at tax time, if you lose money. So you could purposely lose money in the stock market, right? and just, you know, it's not better than a
There's a
profit.
lot of people that have lost money in deferred comp. You know, they look at the deferred comp, they're like, holy shit, you know, my deferred comp went down like say 20 grand, you know, because they set it up to a high risk, you know. So like some of the people that are close to retirement, like the market kind of plummeted a little bit. So whatever they had in deferred comp, like dropped off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's smart to put it in low risk toward the end, you know, because you don't want to be close to retirement and then lose say $20,000. So like bid high, and then when you're getting close to the end, go like I'm in high risk right now. So, but toward the end, I'm going to change it to low risk. Say if I got 5 years left, put it in low risk, and then you're good.
In the words of the great American philosopher Curtis Jackson, get rich or die trying. That really is what this all comes down to. Huh? It's the American dream, right? Make America great again. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's also if you live within your means, that's.
Well, you know, like
Below
your means.
listen,
off.
Dirko 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago said being a minimalist. And I couldn't agree with that more, dude. I couldn't agree with that more. And like I've always
I've done the opposite.
kept within the
I've just done the opposite most of my life, not understanding how stupid that is.
Right. But you remember, like, you know, 10 years ago, I didn't have an HD TV. Motherfuckers were buying $1,000 HD TVs, and I had that and I still had that big fat square box TV. And guys are like, and I'm like, dude, it still fucking plays movies. I'm watching movies. It plays movies perfectly. It's heavy as fuck, dude. Get a lightweight HD flat screen. And I'm like, dude, they're $1,000. I have no need for that. When this shit plays perfectly fine. I got my iMac, which is like 17 different things in one, and I'm watching, you know, like the digital downloads. I was doing all the movies on, you know.
Dude, I had a Mac, and dude, I swear to God, I ran that thing until it broke.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think the graphic card went out on it. So what I did was I bought another monitor for like $15.
There you go.
On Craigslist. And then what I did was I hooked that computer.
I remember you did that. I saw it.
And hooked it into the monitor.
And it
worked.
And you fucking like mirrored the fucking display.
Yeah.
And you used a second monitor on a fucking iMac.
And it was broken. Like the graphics card went out on it. Like on the Mac.
But the computer still worked.
It still worked. And then the hard drive eventually got fried on it. And but I beat the shit out of that computer.
But my first HD TV was a fucking hand-me-down from a buddy of mine. My second HD TV was a hand-me-down from a family member. And now you can get fucking smart TVs, like big 40, 50-inch smart TVs, everything inside, fire smart TVs for like $150.
Dude, I was getting $200 HD TVs on Black Friday 10 years ago. Like, if you're not dumb, you will not spend $1,000 on a 4K TV because it's the most expensive.
The first one I bought was a fucking Black Friday. No, it was a Cyber Monday deal.
Same shit, yeah.
And it was a gargantuan fucking HD smart TV. I think it was like $250, $300. It was a Cyber Monday deal, and I got that sent to me, and that was like, finally, I'm high tech, but I can get by with a little laptop, and I can watch movies, do all my work. And I was a minimalist, and I also what I did was I deprived myself of luxuries. I stuck to the necessities. I have to have an iMac to edit, to write. I have to have a laptop, a high speed, top of the line MacBook Pro.
Absolutely.
But all the other bullshit, it was like, dude. Drip coffee, fucking Mr. Coffee drip coffee machine.
Right.
The wife had a Keurig, so I just used her fucking Keurig, right? But before I met her, cheap fucking Mr. Coffee drip coffee, fucking, you know, simple this, simple that, very simple, very minimalist, very low tech. Deprive myself of luxuries, so that 10 years later, dude, I can get a huge 100-inch fucking HD TV for $50 fucking dollars. And I'm like, dude, finally I got like this huge mega mega what do you call it? Man cave, mega man cave, dude. Like, look at me, man. I'm living large, and I only spent like $500 in the entire man cave.
Yeah, it's the whole philosophy of like you do not like.
Dude,
right?
you had that man cave over in College Park, bro. Remember that joint?
Yeah, that shit was all fucking hand-me-downs, dude. Are you talking about Seven Springs? Are you talking about the attic?
The attic.
The attic? It was all hand-me-downs, man. It was all hand-me-downs, and I was living the lavish life of luxury in that fucking attic, and at Seven Springs. And then we went back to the condo, and it was like you and I combined, we had all this shit. And how much money did we fucking spend on that junk? It was all like
Dude, I think when I bought that MPC, remember I bought that MPC joint?
Mm-hmm.
The MPC, what was it, 4,000 or 3,000?
Right, but you bought like stuff that was like second gen or third gen.
Yeah, I had a guy come over and no, actually I went to his place and checked out the MPC on Craigslist. You know, that's back when Craigslist was real popular.
Craigslist is still popular.
It was booming.
Dude, Craigslist is where like entrepreneurs live, dude.
But dude, even better yet, man, Craigslist free. If it wasn't for COVID, man, Craigslist free, dude. There's some fucking gems you're gonna find on Craigslist free.
But I mean, that was the only place that you could really shop online. You know, now they have a lot of different avenues that you can go and shop, like on Facebook and stuff like that. People were putting stuff on sale. But for that MPC, man, I went to the dude's house. I was like, played on it for a little bit, and I was like, all right, I'll buy it, dude. I was like, you can kind of haggle deals with them. Yeah. And actually, I had Pro Tools dropped off at the hotel I was working at. Like, no bullshit. That interface.
What, DoorDash?
No, some guy. It was on Craigslist, and he dropped the shit off to me at work.
DoorDash meets Craigslist, or they're just dropping off NPCs, man.
Business.
Yeah, he dropped off Pro Tools to me.
But you could probably fucking find an NPC on the Craigslist free, like Curb Alert, NPC, machine.
I doubt that.
Microphones, speakers, amps,
NPC
turntables.
NPC is a gem, dude. Like, that shit's expensive.
Yeah, okay.
They're rare now,
it's
right?
Super expensive. I kind of wish I never got rid of that NPC. You know, because now, like, I looked at the prices on it, I was like, geez, I think I sold that thing for like $500, $600 at the time because I needed cash. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, dude, they're selling this shit for like $2,000. I was like, no shit.
Got another value, shit.
But dude,
they had the original MPC where you had to put a floppy disk in.
But it was fun for me, though.
Oh,
it was fun. But see, for me, but it was fun for me. It was fun for me to deprive myself. It was kind of actually fun for me to deprive myself of that luxury, especially. Like, I was doing that for so long at the condo, and then when I went on a deployment, I went to basic and MP school, and I had nothing. I had nothing out there, and then I come back, and it's like dabbling a little bit, and it's like, okay, I got a camera, I got a couple of GoPros, I got an iPhone, I got an iMac, I got like 2 suitcases worth of clothes, and that's like, Tech will tell you, like me and his brother and him were living at like that one apartment, and it was like I was basically living out of 2 suitcases. I emptied out the suitcase and put it in a closet,
and he was living in a plastic drawers.
Hi, Mom. Merry Christmas. Anyway,
incoming call.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, you got yourself an NPC. Speaking of which, man, who's making music nowadays, dude?
Everybody's making music.
What's up with the music these days?
It's going good.
You two jive ass turkeys.
It's going good. Still pumping out tracks, man.
What's up with that track? What's up with that Dirko? What's that? The Dirko TECHFALL collab?
That one jam.
Yeah, that one jam.
Sitting there collecting dust.
Hey, hey, Glenn, man. When you're at TechFall's house, man, can you grab that joint on the thumb drive for me, man? I'm gonna make that joint, yeah. The good old days, pre-COVID.
Oh, 2021, dude.
It's coming out soon, man. Rise Above the Madness, man. Watch out.
Rise Above the Madness.
What are you guys doing for New Year's, Christmas?
Virtual.
Are you kidding me?
As opposed to what?
You better have like the best bunker in like all of Maryland with like a man cave and like full armored artillery down there. Like
I have like
gross,
dude.
Like, oh,
we have a whole bar cart. We have a whole stocked up bar cart. I mean, if we went, if we went out, you know, Melissa is going to be like 2 dirty martinis and ready to go home. So I might as well just make her 2 dirty martinis here, watch the ball drop if that's even happening. And then we call it a fucking night. I mean, we'll wait till midnight. Happy New Year. I think the last 3 years, me and her, we fell asleep before even the ball dropped. So
that's how you know you're married. Right there. You fall asleep before midnight on New Year's. That's pure evidence of.
Let me see.
Dude, I've had plenty of New Year's Eves that I've been blackout drunk.
Sure.
I don't even remember the ball dropping. I'm like, where are we at?
I mean, I'm really more like disappointed about like a virtual Christmas and a virtual Hanukkah. That's what I'm really more bummed out about. Like, we're gonna have to like Zoom that.
Yeah, I'll be working for Christmas, so.
But New Year's.
Just canceled. The whole thing's just canceled.
I don't think so. No, they're gonna.
Probably
I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a ball drop. It's just gonna like the streets are gonna be closed off. There's not gonna be a crowd there.
They can just drop a ball anywhere. Like, where would you need to, like, you know? What's a ball?
I can go out on my top deck and drop a ball into the bottom deck and be like, "Happy New Year!"
You just throw a ball at your neighbor.
Merry New Year!
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucked up New Year, that's for sure.
You guys looking forward to this inauguration? You're working the inauguration, TechFall, right?
Working 24 hours.
That'll be fun.
Right on the mall.
Right on the mall.
I'll be right there. Where the action is. Action Jackson.
There's got to be some action, so
No,
you
there
better
won't.
let us know. Yeah, there will. I guarantee you there'll be something that day.
There's always some fucking schmuck that's gonna like.
No, it's gonna be more
shit.
than this. It's gonna be more than one schmuck this year. I guarantee it. Chris, you'll let us know. You can let us know when that goes down. But that's what I'm suspecting.
Zoom.
Hmm?
I'll keep you updated through Zoom.
Yeah. Or text.
Live
also.
Twitter feed.
Yeah. Go Facebook Live on that shit.
Twitching that shit, Facebook Live or twitching it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's your boy TechFall. I'm out here, man, running calls. Motherfuckers passing out, fighting and shit.
I'm gonna be like Bruce Nolan. How that?
Cardiacs.
I'm gonna be like Bruce Nolan.
Who's that?
Hey, who the hell is Bruce Nolan?
Jim Carrey's character on Bruce Almighty.
How does he remember the characters' names in movies more than any
His
human?
last name. He knew his last fucking name from Bruce Almighty.
Yeah. What?
Bruce Nolan.
How do you remember that shit?
Hans Gruber.
He's got a photographic memory for those.
What's Dutch's
random
last
shit.
name? What's Schwarzenegger's full name from Predator?
That I don't know.
Dutch. Okay. Well, word on the street is, Dirko with his discipline, I don't watch movies. I'm always on the hustle and grind. Got a text from Dirko the other night. Me and the lady are watching a movie. What movie might have that been?
We started to watch. We were trying to find a good movie, and we started watching. We ended up watching this movie called Yes, God, Yes, about like a Christian girl who goes to like a Christian camp or something. It's on Netflix. Like Yes, God, Yes, or Oh, God, Yes, or something like that. Really, really funny about like, religion as a young kid. And like it's summer camp vibe. But we started watching Tenet, which is pretty complex and not necessarily easy viewing for everybody, but great. And I want to watch the rest of it. Then we switched to that. And there was some horror movie we were going to watch.
We didn't watch anything all the way through. I think that was the movie we watched in the end. Oh God, yes. Or yes, God, yes. It's good. It's funny. That's it.
Orange Cassidy lost the ring to MJF, by the way.
Really, I have to watch the recap on that.
He lost the ring, yeah. Tenet is definitely like I bought the digital download on Apple. So Tenet is on the fucking list only because Inception by far is second greatest movie ever made. Inception. So
behind Heat, only Heat.
Heat, #1 movie ever made. And then third, of course, is No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan and Tyrone Lister Jr.
So you gonna watch Die Hard on Christmas?
Always, man. Die Hard, Scrooged, and Elf.
I was gonna text you back, man, when you were like, man, what movie should we talk about? I'm like, dude, we gotta talk about Die Hard, man. Being a Christmas movie, is that a debate?
Die Hard, Scrooged,
dude, that's always been a
Elf.
debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I'm not a fucking Christmas Story guy, dude. I don't know why TBS shows it all day, every fucking day. Home Alone's pretty good. Christmas Story is funny. Christmas Story is good. It's a classic, but it's not. But dude, 24/7 on TBS.
Yes, they have. I think they have a contract with them,
and I think they still fucking do it.
Dude, he's getting residuals up the butt for that joint.
But Christ Almighty, dude. And I don't know if you remember the movie Raw Deal with Schwarzenegger. Do you remember the movie Raw Deal with Schwarzenegger? Where he was like an undercover. So you remember his boss? So you remember? Okay, so in Raw Deal, Schwarzenegger's chief of police, his son was killed, hiding like a witness in a witness protection. So he asked Schwarzenegger, "Go infiltrate these guys. Go kill all these guys. They killed my son. I'll finance you." The guy that hired Schwarzenegger was the father from Christmas Story. Great. That's one of Schwarzenegger's underrated movies. Raw Deal is one of his good fucking movies. Like emotional, brilliant fucking ending. Like it was one of those endings that really like caught you off guard. You got your average, everybody might call it your average. Schwarzenegger goes in with like a Uzi and just kills everybody so easily. Stereotypical 80s action movie with Schwarzenegger, but the last 10 minutes was really fucking like heartbreaking and emotional. But that guy was the father from Christmas Story. And the funny see, I forgot what happened with Christmas Story. It was supposed to be in the theater. Christmas Story is actually ended up being a TV movie. It was supposed to be in the theater, and it didn't get a theatrical release for whatever fucking reason. So it was a TV movie. But those who watched it just raved about it, wrote letters, did reviews on it. Like this was so funny. This was fantastic. So I think they might have done like a theatrical release or a limited theatrical release later, and then they just showed it on TV so much, and it got such ratings that they just somehow it turned into like this TBS. They showed Christmas Story from like midnight to midnight, December 25th every year. They just fucking show it 24 hours all fucking day on repeat. But at this point, I'm like, it's not the greatest fucking Christmas movie, man. Like, call me a blasphemous, but it's just not. Scrooged is by far one of the best Christmas movies ever. Scrooged. Elf is fucking hilarious.
The Santa Claus is a good movie.
The Santa Claus with Tim Allen? I don't think I ever really watched that from beginning to end.
It's a classic. They made
Die Hard, man. Listen, Die Hard is, to me, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. That like starts the day. But you got to end it with like Elf or Scrooged or something like that. You remember that fucking, what was that other Santa Claus movie where like John Lithgow was the CEO You remember that movie? John Lithgow was the CEO of
I
a.
know exactly what movie you're talking.
Oh, with Nick Cage? No.
No, you're talking. You're thinking Family. You're thinking
Family Guy.
Family Man. The Family Man. The Family Man's a pretty good one too.
Love that.
No, John Lithgow. John Lithgow is a fucking. He's like the CEO of a toy company, and the real Santa Claus comes in, and he's trying to like do something with Santa. Dude, it's so bizarre. I gotta find. It's like an '80s movie, of course, but what the hell is this movie called? I'll find it in a second. Santa Claus the movie. That's what it is. Santa Claus the movie. So when they came out with the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, that took all the focus off this movie. But there's this movie called Santa Claus the movie, and John Lithgow. The legend of Santa Claus is put in jeopardy when an unscrupulous toy manufacturer attempts to take over Christmas. And it was like so bizarre and yet good and funny. Dude, Burgess Meredith, you know who that is, right? Mickey from Rocky. He's like an elf.
He played the penguin.
Well, he played the penguin on the Adam West. Yeah. But he was Mickey. He was Mickey in the Rockies, and he's an elf in this movie. Like, oh, Dudley Moore. That's what it was. Dudley Moore was in it. If you guys remember who the fuck that was.
Yeah, I remember that name. Yeah, Dudley Moore.
Dudley Moore. He was in Like Father Like Son. He was in Arthur. He was in 10.
In a lot of movies. Yeah.
Dudley Moore. Yeah. And like David Huddleston played Santa Claus. I don't even know who the. Oh, I know who the fuck this guy was. He was the Big Lebowski in the Big Lebowski. He played Santa Claus. He was the Big Lebowski. He was the Rich Lebowski in the Big Lebowski. He played Santa Claus in that movie. Anyway,
another great Christmas movie is Jingle All the Way with Arnold.
Dude, I've never fucking seen Jingle All. I've never seen Jingle All the Way.
Dude,
never seen it. That's actually on my list to watch because, like, someone actually told me about it earlier on set on this film set I was on today.
Dude, that is like the best Christmas movie ever. Remember?
I've never fucking seen this movie.
Remember, we always said each other like, "Put that cookie down now." He said that in that movie.
He said, "So put that cookie down" was from Jingle All the Way.
He said that, but he also said it another time.
He said it in Kindergarten Cop, didn't he? No, what did he said? Oh, he said no. He said that was his line from Jingle All the Way was "Put the cookie down."
Put the cookie down.
But but in Kindergarten Cop, he was yelling at people. He was yelling at a kid for like eating other people's lunches. You remember that?
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you eating someone else's lunches? Who is your daddy, and what does he do?"
Dude, I watched that movie the other day, man. That shit is classic.
Kindergarten Cop is like,
it's such a great movie.
It's such a good movie. It's like playing against type, but within type. You know what I'm saying? Like he is like this.
Because I am the party pooper.
I'm going to be with you night and day. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to be with you at the work. I'm going to be with you at the home. I'm going to be with you at the parties. And he talks her into testifying against that dude. And she's like, "I'm not going to testify." He's like, "That's no problem. I'm just going to be with you night and day, next to you all day. I'm going to be at your work. I'm going to be at your home. I'm going to be with you at the parties." Dude, he's fucking great, man. Like anybody that shits on Schwarzenegger, like you could always go back to some of his work and you just see like heart and soul. He put heart and soul into his work. I should probably watch Jingle All the Way. I guess that is kind of is that not a classic?
It's
Christmas Christmas
classic,
movie?
and it just doesn't get enough credit. You know, because it's not on Netflix, and it's one of those movies that's hard to find.
So what's the holiday plans? I mean, what are your who's got holiday plans? What's like What are you thinking? I mean, we
Well,
kind of discussed it. It's all Zoom, I guess. I don't know. Maybe
Well, it
not.
sucks that you can't have any holiday parties because of COVID, and a lot of these restaurants are shutting down. And even like New York City, I just heard that they're closing up inside dining. Like they're taking it to another level. So they're actually going backwards. So a lot of people in the service industry are like hurting big time. So it just sucks, you know. All these holiday parties are getting shut down.
Yeah.
It's like not a lot of people are doing much for the holidays. You know, and I'm sure it's going to be just like on the lines of Thanksgiving, where you know minimal family members are going to get together and do stuff. It's not going to be like this big outing with family members where people getting together. You know, like I always had a tradition on Christmas. Like sometimes I would go see my sister in Pennsylvania, and we would make different rounds to different people, and like traditionally we would eat we would have a big family dinner, and then we would go somewhere for dessert. You know what I'm saying? We would go to somebody's house for dessert and see different people, and then we go out to the bars at night. That was always kind of like a tradition. Now you can't do any of that stuff now, so it kind of sucks.
Yeah. What about you, Dirko? I mean, like what was the tradition? What was like the usual, you know, maybe Hanukkah, maybe New Year's?
For
you, like what did you
pre-COVID?
Yeah.
I mean, Hanukkah was like, you know, getting together with like friends and family. New Year's was like either going to some big city party or, you know, getting together with a bunch of people in like a small little party. I mean, it was pretty standard fare. I don't think it was anything that most people aren't, you know, used to hearing or doing. Nothing
So
too
now,
crazy.
Now, when you lived in New York, did you ever go see the ball drop in Manhattan?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course. I remember one story of being
like actually there.
Absolutely, like shoulder to shoulder packed. Actually had a I mean, this is like 10 years ago or more. Like an ex-girlfriend of mine from Israel came to visit me, and she came just to, you know, go to like the ball drop or want to do that. And she had been there, you know, in the States for a few months, and we went up to the, you know, watch the ball drop, and it was like packed, like super cold, like, you know, all the streets are cut off, like the whole thing, like you see on TV, like right in the middle of that. And you know, somebody ended up pickpocketing her, and like she lost her wallet or whatever, like the day before she like flew back to Israel, like after being in America for 3 months.
I remember you told me. I think I remember you told me that.
Yeah, shitty, like a shitty experience.
I kind of remember when you told me that. You know, that was a while ago.
It was a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember you mentioning something like that. You know? Yeah, I mean, you know, like me and Melissa, we've only been together 4 or 5 years now, but fucking, you know, Christmas is always with like, you know, Christmas with my mom's side of the family.
Yeah.
My dad's been in Sweden forever, so it's like that's kind of like virtual. And then with the wife, her family always does, you know, Hanukkah. And then so she would come with me to so I would go to her side for Hanukkah, and then my side. But like New Year's, our tradition, every New Year's we went to this restaurant called Alazzo in Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
This, you know, like 5-star Italian restaurant, and you know, splurge. That was like our big thing, was Alazzo for New Year's. I mean, it's just gonna suck, man. So I'm gonna have to figure out, like, I'm gonna have to cook some like nice Italian dish.
Oh, you cook now?
Oh,
you started cooking since you got hitched?
I've been cooking, Holmes.
Oh, no, you haven't. Really?
I just haven't had anybody to cook for until like 5 years ago.
5 years ago. What are you cooking? What are you cooking for wifey there?
Oh, I got all sorts of recipes, man. Let me see.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. You know,
Chris,
yeah.
Did you know about this? I had no idea this guy was cooking, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've got let's see. I got a herb catfish.
Ooh.
Got a baked salmon. Where's this?
Right on the menu.
What the hell? What the hell?
Got
happened?
the Nelson Chef thing happening. I had no idea.
That's a good point, because now I'm missing like some of my recipes.
This guy's cooking for his woman. I like that.
Hey,
good.
I got what's this thing? Lemon butter chicken, and I got
Ooh.
shrimp scampi. You know what I mean? Like I got like a couple recipes.
Do it in the Fargo voice. Tell us all your recipes.
Oh yeah.
Do it in a Jersey.
Oh heck, I got lemon butter chicken, and it's got the lemons, and it's got creamy. It's very creamy,
Ooh, sounds zesty.
Very tasty. Oh gosh, yes. And then I don't know. I kind of lost the accent. I haven't got to work on that accent a little bit,
This is the year to practice accents. You better master it.
Hey, listen, man, Bill Burr. Speaking of accents, speaking of Boston accents, Bill Burr, man, he was on The Mandalorian, dude. The guy's a fucking star. He's like a Star Wars character now.
Wow, good for him,
dude. And like they brought him, spoiler alert, but they, he had a little comeback season 2 of the Mandalorian. I don't know if you guys are watching the Disney Plus, but they're kicking out.
Good for Willie Burr.
Good for William Burr.
Yeah, Willie Burr.
Bill Burr. Bill Burr.
Disney streaming subscribers are nuts, dude. I mean, what's their programming like now? So I know you got it. Is it like a lot of good there, right? A lot of good stuff.
See, listen, I mean, I think they're really trying to squeeze out those they're really trying to spread out the content and make it like savory. Like Netflix is just pumping fucking shit out left and right.
Did you hear HBO Max is going to start releasing films? I think certain films, I forget which production company, the day that they're released onto HBO Max as well. That's nuts.
Yeah, there's a new
like Spielberg's probably
Wonder Woman 1984 is HBO Max day of theaters.
That's so but that's the world we live in now. I think that's totally normal. Like that is not a crazy afterthought anymore.
And there's been a number of films that did that. Streaming and theatrical both day of, if you had that one streaming service, right?
Right. But were they B movies or were they big?
No, they were theatrical movies. They were theatrical movies, and they would say like yeah, dude,
one of those movies was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the new one that just came out.
Oh, really?
That doesn't count because that was post-COVID. I'm talking about like the last 3 years. The last 3 years, there was maybe a handful of movies. It would be in the theater and streaming. Oh fuck! I wish I remember the name of the movie. I remember like how it would say, in theaters and streaming on such and such, on such and such date,
on a streaming platform.
But just that one streaming platform.
Yeah.
But it was released in the theater and released on that streaming platform same day. I just can't remember the like specific movies, but I remember like how. But you can always remember how like that trailer ended, and it would be like in theaters and on Hulu, December 5th, or it
was rare.
Yeah. It was like a handful, but no, Bill and Ted. What the hell's the new one called? Jeez.
Yeah, what is the new one called?
Because I also bought that on Apple as well.
You haven't even watched it? I would watch that.
I haven't watched it yet.
Called Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 2.
No, it's not. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Yeah, Face the Music. That's right.
Yeah. No, it's not. No.
Have you seen that movie?
I bought it. I own it on Apple, but I haven't watched it yet. I just like you get like predate prices. Like you get it like half the price cheap if you buy it ahead of time. When you're living in a lavish life of luxury, man, you can face the music. When you deprive yourself of such luxuries and you save so much money, now you can kind of spend it a little bit and splurge. Psych.
Psych-a-boo-boo.
Psych-a-boo-boo. You just got to know where you have to know where the movie's coming out on, and if you really want to fucking see it. Like I know what movies are coming on Netflix and Hulu, and me and the wife have Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Disney Plus. So if it's not coming out on that, then it's like, okay, do I want to spend like a couple of bucks pre, or do I want to spend $5 or $10 after the fact?
That's smart, actually. It's really
right?
smart.
But do I really want to see that movie that bad?
Right.
Or will I wait a year for it to come on the other platforms? And so Bill and Ted, yeah, I did. And Wonder Woman, I did, yeah. So, and there's there's a couple other things, but most of the shit that I get, it just comes on those things. So I don't know, man. We've been at this for about an hour and almost 2 hours. So I guess we're coming to a close. It sounds like we're coming to a dead. You know what? Before we go, I gotta, just so that Dirko's in the loop, because I don't think he quite caught this gem here, this classic gem. And I took the.
Yo, this guy was made for wrestling. It's crazy how much he fits the profile perfectly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
A lot of these guys are gone, man.
Yeah, Arn Anderson is with AEW. I think Hogan's retired. I think Jimmy Hart's still.
Look how young Ric Flair was. Jesus.
Yeah, well, Ric Flair was starting to get little saggy sags on there, but look at those painted on eyebrows. I mean, he's just so. It's just you just gotta love the business, man. You just gotta love the fucking business, man. Brutus, what was it? Brutus the Barber Beefcake?
Yeah.
He was the booty man in WCW. The booty man.
Shit's so wild.
It's just the good old days, man. The good old days. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? And then Ric Flair, he's just losing his fucking mind over there. He's just. You gotta love the business, man. You just gotta love it.
Randy Macho Man Savage.
You got Macho and Hogan teaming up.
I think that's Arn Anderson.
He's ready to come in and kick somebody's fucking face in. What a dork, man. I mean, like, it was just those good old days, man. I tell you, those good old days. Time's lost. All right, gentlemen. Well, I guess we'll just call it. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to end on that, though. But yeah, man. Oh, wait a minute. Where is everybody? What the hell? Oh, I'm biffing it.
This guy's like, the control room's having a disaster. Let's go there.
I got like fucking NASA control center over here, and I'm biffing it.
Looks good. Everything looks good over here. Genius.
Oh yeah, I know it looks good to you. All you're looking at is Zoom right now.
Dirk goes in front of a green screen.
That virtual background, that retro joint. It looks great, man. I love that virtual background.
I mean, I love y'all's backgrounds, man. Always. Chris always got some new artwork in the background, man.
Deadpool. Deadpool's his new joint right now.
Hell yeah. I can't wait for the next Deadpool movie, man. Oh my god.
I think where Deadpool is going now is X-Force, which could be a unique property if they did it right. But
what the hell does that mean?
So X-Force in the X-Men comics, X-Force is, you know how like the X-Men are hated by the government?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Professor X kind of worked a deal out with the U.S. government to actually start a military operation called X-Force.
Okay.
But so Deadpool 3 really might end up being the first X-Force movie, but somehow Deadpool ends up running the whole X-Force, which is going to turn it into a fucking shit show. And, you know, Cyclops is, not Cyclops, Colossus, you know, the metal guy, Colossus is probably going to be there, like, trying to, No, try to keep him, like, do his best to keep him under wraps.
Oh, right.
Like, dude, this is like a legitimate military operation we have going on here, and you're complete another psychopath. So you need to stop doing what you're doing. No, that they're gonna have fun with it.
For sure about that.
But I mean, dude, Deadpool 2 was phenomenal.
I mean, I think those were the highest grossing ones until Black Panther came along. The Deadpool.
Well, yeah, like being like being an R-rated movie. And like that was like one of the smartest choices that Marvel that was some of the smartest choices that Marvel made, was like going R-rated with some of their properties. Logan, the Logan movie was R-rated.
But that was like a real cinematic, like that was real film. That was like, I didn't feel like that was a Marvel movie. It was like a real character driven, like drama, you know. Wolverine, or one of them, whatever that one.
Logan was
yeah.
dramatic. Yeah,
It's good. That was one of my favorite ones. I mean, he's one of my favorite characters, but that was such a well done. Like also because Wolverine was so terrible and that was so good. Logan, in my opinion.
You mean Wolverine or Logan?
Logan was so good on the back of the director that did Wolverine. Kind of botched it. It wasn't the greatest, right? Like Marvel movie or whatever.
Which one? What do you mean?
Like Wolverine. Wasn't Wolverine the one before?
X-Men Origins Wolverine wasn't good.
Yeah, that
but the Wolverine was.
Yeah, I mean the bad one. I know that the other one was really good. The other Wolverine was really good too. But Logan was
the Wolverine that took place in Japan. That was good. But
right.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Chris, what's your favorite Marvel offering of all of them?
Probably Deadpool, and maybe the first X-Men was classic. That was a great movie. Very first X-Men, I gotta say.
He hasn't seen a lot of them. He's he's in our show, but he does not. He has not. You haven't seen many of them.
Yeah, I have seen them. Seen more than you think I have.
Have you seen Endgame?
Yeah.
I know you're lying to me, man. I know you're lying to me. Who dies at the end of Endgame?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, you just outed yourself there, bro. Oh man. Dug yourself a hole you're not getting out of there.
What happened at the end of Infinity War?
Infinity War?
I don't even remember that. That movie was so long.
Thanos? What's his name?
They all died. They all like disappeared.
Yeah.
No, that was Endgame. Was it?
Yeah.
That Infinity War, he snapped and they all faded away. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Or half of them. That's all right, man.
I can't remember all these movies, dude. I've seen too many of them.
Glenn, what's
but
your
Deadpool was
Marvel?
probably one of my favorites. The first and the second one were good.
Glenn, what about you?
Captain America: Civil War, and Endgame, and I'd say Logan.
Wow.
Well,
so good.
I mean, Deadpool 1 and 2. They're funny. They're like outrageous. They're entertaining. But
did you like Iron Man?
Like I liked the Iron Mans. And I liked, like the Thor Ragnarok was good.
Yeah, so good.
And Venom was actually really good too. But I mean, Infinity War, I would have to say Infinity War and Endgame together. Like that's really like a 2-part epic.
What about
weren't they like originally supposed to be?
No. They were always planned to be 2 films, but I encapsulate them as to one big thing. And then you got Civil War was like incredible in and of itself, and then Logan. Hugh Jackman's always going to be like Wolverine in my eyes. Nobody else really. So there's that. But what are you gonna do, right? You can only have one.
Only be one.
There can only be one. Speaking of the Highlander series, they're gonna reboot that shit too.
Oof, I cannot wait. That was our jam back in the day. We
That
saw
was
about that all the
that
time.
was like the cult classic, dude. The show was
Mhm.
great. The couple of the movies were good, but the show, that's what saved the franchise, was that TV show.
Yes, the USA, right? USA original, wasn't it? So good.
Maybe it was. I don't know who originally aired it. USA.
The USA was awesome back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
It was such a great network.
Yeah, which brings me back to Burn Notice, dude. If you guys want to watch a dope fucking show, Burn Notice is good. That is a good show, but it's a bit old, but it's got Bruce Campbell in it. I don't know if you know who that is. Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Evil Dead's. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. That's right.
And that was like his big comeback project. Burn Notice was for Bruce Campbell anyway. Like, big star. Well, gentlemen, now we're going to bring this to a close, man. This would be a 2-hour block. 2-hour block for the Zombie SquadCAST. All right, any plugs you guys want to put out there? Any plugs? Start with TECHFALL, I guess.
Yeah, just hit me up on Facebook at Zombie Squad 211, IG Zombie Squad 211. You can check us out at www.deadonpictures.com, YouTube/deadonpictures. We're all over it, baby. Hit me up on Twitter at Zombie Squad 211 or TECHFALL 211.
Dirko?
Just the upcoming season 2 of Patience the Podcast coming back out, and working on some mock-ups for some new business initiatives, and of course Sammy G. He's got some new music coming out, Stars video coming out. So Sammy G on Instagram, Patience the Podcast on Instagram, and there's new episodes of Patience the Podcast, and obviously Sinister and Rogue season 3. Gonna be shooting those here soon at the end of 2020, I believe.
Yep.
You got to wait for Glenn Nelson to put you up on the updates. But Dead on Pictures, of course, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Follow, subscribe, like.
Well, you heard it from them, so you guys do it. Hey, listen, I hope we've earned the privilege and the time of privilege. I hope we've earned the privilege every time of viewership, and I know these two jokers have. So check us out next time.
Bring that back.